Hello, everybody. I'm feeling very good tonight. Got on the scale. And for those of you who don't know, that for me to get on a scale is a biggie. You see, I started at 386 pounds. I am now down to 269 pounds. And once again, Jillian, love you. Yes, I went on the South Beach diet. Good times, let me tell you. Perfect for me. Perfect, absolutely perfect. But I have a booster. As you know in my other videos, Jillian is my ace in the hole. She keeps me on track, even when I don't want to be. Yep. She has a lovely way about how she yells and howls and screams and carries on like a horse's petunia. But it's okay. I don't take offense to it. I simply listen to her and say, oh God, thank God that's not me in front of her. I really do. I said, thank God it's one of them, not me. Anyhow. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about parents and not being perfect. Yeah? I found out that parents cannot be perfect. We're not perfect. We cannot be perfect. And the only people that do not realize that are our children. They think because we're parents, we're supposed to be perfect. And if we do something wrong, they resent us for it. But resenting us for it is not such a good thing, because children have a tendency to remember most of the bad things and not the good things we did. The fact that we spend $75,000 a year on college does not matter. But if they couldn't buy that coat they wanted and they needed it desperately for their prom or they needed it for something special, we are no good. And that's okay. We're allowed to be no good, but guess what? They learn. They learn from what they call our errors. But sometimes it doesn't about face and that's no good. But the majority of times, they learn from our errors. When they look back, they say, now I know why she did it, or why he did it. It's time consuming to be a parent. It is. When you think about all of the things there are in this world, you gotta think about the fact that we are doctors, lawyers, Indian chiefs, cooks, bottle washers, babysitters, you name it, we're it. And with this comes errors. You know, a doctor that don't make any. You know, a babysitter that don't make any. And how many people you know that cook badly? See, we all make mistakes. So if you think you're perfect, you're not. I don't care if you have 30 kids. You're not perfect, and you're going to make one mistake and probably more than that in your lifetime raising them. Well, unfortunately, I found out that my son thinks I was the worst to live this side of heaven. Still is. I found out the hard way. And I have to live with it. But he has to live with it too. You see, because I'm 64, he's 40. He's still not old enough at 40 to learn that people get a second chance. And if he doesn't give it to me, it will be his loss. It will not only be his loss, that when something happens to me, that's the one thing that's going to cross his mind. I should have given Mom a second chance. But I won't be here to help now. No, I won't. I'll be long gone and never, never land, and hopefully very, very happy. Truthfully, I hope I'll be very, very happy. Because I sure ain't all that happy here. You know, sometimes as parents, we do something because at the minute it's the right thing, or we believe in our hearts that it's the right thing to do. But I got news for you. When we go to bed that night or the next night, maybe 3 nights later, looking back, we question ourselves. Imperfection is a very strange thing. But we do, we question ourselves, and you know why parents never do that. Because what you did at the time, you thought was the right thing to do, and you did it. And you should stand by that. Stand by the thing that counts the most. At the time, did you do that spitefulness? Or did you do it because help? Help! Sorry about that. Or did you do it because it was the right thing to do at the time you thought? Well, if you didn't do it out of spitefulness, then it was the right thing. At that minute, at that time, it was definitely the right thing to do. So don't look back and say, oh gee, maybe I should have done it different, because no, you shouldn't have. You did it for a reason, regardless of your reason, except for spitefulness. It was the right thing. Something in your heart, in your gut told you, no, 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 no. And you said, no. They'll live through it. You all know I don't go out, and you all know I don't see anybody. But, everything manages comes to my door. Everything. And, it's a shame. Because when I hear what's going on out there, sometimes I don't want to go out my door. No, I really don't. I sit here. My window's right behind me. I sleep here and sit here. My window's right directly behind me. And in the nice weather, I leave it open. And I hear these kids, they come by with their bikes, or with their skateboards, or whatever. And I hear, F this, go do this, go do that. You're no effing good. Oh, and the ages of these children run between 9 and 16, yes. All ages. Once in a while, I like to stick my hand out and ask them to talk like that in front of your mother, but I don't. I figure I want to live another day. Maybe. Maybe I do. But for whatever reason, I don't do it. But let me tell you something. I know that this may sound strange, but back when I was young, if you had said that somebody would be reporting to your mother, saying, you know, Johnny or Mary came down by my window and they were effing at them, and you would get your rump whipped. Today you're not allowed to hit kids. It's cruelty, is it? Anyway. So you just got to tolerate it and put up with it. Because if you hit them, they call cops. Which I think is ridiculous, but they can call the cops and the cops will be at your door. So my question is, there's a film right out the window. It's on a sabbatical. There are a lot of things I see that are on a sabbatical. Take the president, for instance. He's on a sabbatical. The man butts his nose in where he shouldn't butt in. But who's watching? Who cares? I'd love to have a chat with him. I'd love to get 15 minutes of his time. I guarantee I can tell you where 3/4 of his Medicaid money goes. Seriously. What I wouldn't give to have 15 minutes with the President of the United States. See, because he's not on Medicaid. Did anybody look up how much of a salary he gets? Oh, I think it's $400,000 a year. So he would know nothing about Medicaid or Medicare and how it's all squished up. And sometimes I think the man could care less, but I surely know how to save him at least, at minimum, probably enough for us to get an increase in our Social Security check. Presidents make laws, sit down, chit chat, listen to other people, and say, well, maybe, yeah, no. And sign the paper. But they have no idea what they're signing. They truly don't. The President of the United States has no idea what he's signing. He knows what he's told, but he don't hear. He listens, but he does not hear. Because if he heard what he was listening to, he'd find out there's something very wrong. With what's being doled out to him. It's pathetic. It truly is pathetic. I gotta tell you, I sit here and watch the news, I get sick. I actually get sick. I say to myself, dear God, between this president and the last president and the weather, and anybody got the idea that something's radically going wrong here? Started 9/11, everything's gone downhill since. But no one was looking at it that way. No, I listen to television. I don't have to go out. And now this thing with the mosque. Why wouldn't you say yes? Tell me, why wouldn't you say yes? I don't quite remember what religion is, but I believe it runs in that thing. It's ridiculous. It's always been safe to keep state and religion separate. But it doesn't look like it's going to stay that way. It looks like it's going to cause another commotion. Along with a lot of others. Anyway, now that I babbled on tonight, and chit-chatted, which is all I did tonight. Anyway, mothers, if the president can make mistakes, for all of us, you certainly can make mistakes for your children. Well, seem like mistakes later, but at the time were the right thing. On the other hand, the president signs a piece of paper, it's done. You know, he doesn't know all the facts. He couldn't possibly, or he wouldn't do some of the things he does. 15 minutes for him, boy. Anyway, I love you all. Abuela saying, till we meet again, Grandma Shao saying good night. And I love you, please. I will be on tomorrow with the sunshine and lollipops and roses. Good night, my children. Sweet dreams, and may the angels watch you.